What's going on, YouTube? Oh, we're back again talking about the dark side of YouTube, and this video is about what do the other YouTubers think about me talking about this dark side of YouTube. Uh, I mean, it's pretty obvious that a lot of people don't talk too much about this, and on top of that, yeah, there's a lot of fake, what I want to say, fake personalities and stuff that go along with making a YouTube channel. Now, the generic personality that you see is happy-go-lucky, honest to earth. Well, seeming like they're honest to earth, but you know, good homegrown American boy or girl or whoever. But today we're just gonna talk a little bit about. So there's been some videos in the past about me. Nothing too insane. Like, you know, a lot of the huge grifters and stuff have obviously a lot of videos dedicated to them, and I've gotten a couple mentions, but nothing too bad. So just a little bit of history of what's going on in the past. We've done videos talking about the dark side of retro gaming YouTube. Might be YouTubers faking videos, staging pickups. Retro game collections are just purely for views. They have no actual interest in the hobby. They're just doing it to try and get people to watch them. And just buying and selling games for content. What do I mean by that? They just strictly will collect something or buy games just because they know people will watch. There was a video the other day talking about how YouTube used to be way different. It used to be more about gameplay, talking about the games themselves, but nowadays it just seems like all it's about is the value of the games and how many you have. It's not about the games themselves. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we never discussed really what these YouTubers think about this and why not many of them talk about it. So, I mean, obviously in the past I never called out YouTubers by names because I didn't want to be that channel, but I did mention some of the stats stuff that I've seen, whether it be, I mean, there's been some stuff like I think I mentioned the completionist and stuff, but just simply because of what's gone on with the whole charity scam and everything that's been with that. But yeah, I've never been that channel that's just kind of like, okay, this so and so did this, man, go boo them, go after them. It's sometimes just about bringing awareness to what's going on too. Now, I will say that for the most part, I was pretty hard on DK oldies, but a lot of us were. And I think a lot of that was also, too, just about holding them accountable for their business. Scamming people, charging way too much. And I like to think that because of YouTube channels like myself and a lot of the others, they have obviously increased and done a lot better business-wise. Let's see here. So I just got a little list so I can keep myself on track. But YouTubers claiming to be collectors and passionate about the hobby, but really just being resellers. A lot of people know a few of these. They started off as simple as saying, oh, I love this games, I love these consoles, I love everything about this thing, and it seemingly was great. Everybody was showing off that their information and doing everything, but sooner or later, just kind of like I said, started moving more towards the value of the games and look what I got, look what I got. Another one is, I've seen some people mentioning this too, the suspicions of YouTubers planning video games in order to make their videos seem more interesting. Now, there was a big controversy about this a while back. I honestly don't believe it, but game chasers were called out because they had found what seemed to be an abandoned building with a bunch. It looked like a rental building or something like, and then he found some games and some other things floating around in there. Now, a lot of people were calling him out, saying that no, this wasn't real. They staged this. They put all this there to make it look good, and like that. And then also another person had reached. Well, by the way, that video itself, I did a video talking about how I thought it was real, and actually had one of the guys reach out to me in a stream saying they loved my video. So obviously, all my videos are not bad, but they loved my video. And obviously, it could have been. You're gonna stage pigeons pooping on stuff? Like, it was ridiculous. Another person had said that they thought that they saw somebody had staged a copy of Earthbound in Goodwill. There's obviously no evidence doing this, but I actually had that person reach out, not to me, but to the person that said it to him in a comment video, saying that it was just it's just one of those interesting things, guys. And overall, just the shady stuff going on. Using their YouTube famous side to get donations for stuff they needed done, but then, oh yeah, here. So this was a big one. Sorry, I'm kind of just wording my mouth, but there was YouTubers that would ask for donations, saying that stuff needed to be done. I mean, a famous one we can think of is somebody saying that they're let's see here. They had damages to their home from something, and that they needed money from their viewers to help pay for this. But then it was just kind of weird because once they did this, all of a sudden they were going on vacations, they were going different places game hunting. But it was like, I thought you needed that money really bad to fix your house, so why are you not using the money that you were buying for those games and stuff like that on fixing your house? That's a huge one that I see a lot of times. This was another one a while back. Using all their money for their hobby, but then starting GoFundMes to pay bills and hiding it. There was a channel a while back that spent a few $1,000s on some video game stuff, and then somebody had found on Facebook that their significant other had shared a GoFundMe for about the exact amount of money they just paid for that stuff, and they said it was needed for rent, that they weren't going to be able to pay their bills. Just some negative. And then I've tried calling that stuff out in the past. And like I said, I don't like to use the names themselves because it's just not that. But I have been guilty of using images and thumbnails, and nobody's really came out and said anything to me about, they want it taken down or something. I've actually had other people more offended by me putting people in the thumbnails than them themselves. So it's a weird world. I do know off the top of my head the only other channel that's really kind of said anything about me was Pixel Plus, aka Pixel Game Squad. Had mentioned me a few times in their podcast. All good stuff, nothing bad. One of my more famous videos was talking about how retro game YouTubers have influenced my collection, how my collection was a lie, that I was just wanting to be so much like these guys on YouTube that I really didn't have a collection based around what I actually enjoyed. It was just like I said earlier, it's just try to build a huge collection to get a nice big YouTube following. Now it's obvious I'm a small-time YouTuber, and there's only a handful of popular YouTubers that probably see my videos. Like I just mentioned, Pixel Game Squad occasionally watches it. I've had a Game Chasers and a few others watch it. And I made it clear that I don't like to call out by name, if possible. But I am, like I just said, I'm guilty of using their image in my thumbnails. The more moderate-sized YouTubers who I talk to, bigger than me, obviously, have taken no real offense to my content. I've had an open door policy always on this channel that if a thumbnail or something offends you, I can definitely change it. Like a while back, I was using what I thought was a generic game room photo off of Google, and the title of it was "Your Collection Sucks." Now, the person that had the image or owned the game room itself had reached out in the comment section that wasn't very happy, and they took it as I was saying their collection personally sucks. Now, they said that they won't even watch the video, so, I had a bunch of my friends on here saying, hey, man, he's not saying your collection personally sucks, he's talking people's collections in general, and actually watch the video, but the guy was just like, I'm not going to watch it. I don't like it. So, and out of respect for him and everything, I changed the image, and we went from there. But yeah, that's what it is. Like I said, I've always had an open door policy about stuff like that. Let's see here. Oh yeah. People use YouTube as a business or even a source of income. I do feel like many of them might not actually watch YouTube themselves and stay away from their comment section. I'm lucky to be small enough and have free time to almost reply to every comment that comes in. Obviously, there's people that troll and do stuff like that, but I still comment or reply to their comments. But I think a lot of times that's what happens. I know a few channels like Game Grumps, bigger channels like that, they've actually admitted to not reading comments, and it's pretty understandable why, because if you go through a lot of those bigger channels comment section, there's a lot of nasty stuff that people say, so I can see why you wouldn't want to do that. But that might also be too wild. Bigger channels do not see this, so I've talked about RGT85 in the past and a few of those other guys, And obviously, you know, having that many followers and subscribers and having to pump out videos daily about news going on and everything, it's pretty obvious that they probably don't have the time to actually see a small channel with 4,000, you know, subscribers or whatever talking about them, or they just don't care. And that's probably, you know, a pretty general thing that goes around on here. But in the end, it came down to what my subscribers liked and what I enjoyed talking about. I've really focused on keeping most of my videos raw or natural and try to stay away from scripts and motives. It wasn't until recently that I actually started kind of using like a bullet list in the background to kind of keep me on track, because I was finding a lot of times I would start a video on a certain topic and kind of just start branching off into other things. So yeah, that's a lot of times what I'd get up here is I would just hit record and just start talking about, you know, my feelings, what's been going on, and what I think about a lot of this stuff. And my subscribers really enjoyed it, and a lot of the other channels that watch my stuff too, that's what they like to, I mean, that's what they stick around for, is my views, opinions, and stuff that's on stuff. And especially when we talked about a lot about mental health and everything that goes along with collecting, because, you know, we had this conversation before that some people will say that, you know, collecting and stuff like that isn't an addiction and just stop doing it and stuff like that. And sometimes it's not that easy. Obviously, it seems like people without mental disorders or not suffering from them are easy to think that they can just push it aside. And in reality, that's might even be a mental disorder itself. My viewers enjoyed the honest approach, and my friends talking about stuff that not a lot of channels do. YouTube isn't a bed of roses, nor some of the channels happy, cheerful, go-lucky people they play. Dark stuff doesn't happen. Dark stuff doesn't happen when the camera's shut off. I mean, dark stuff does happen when the camera's shut off. So, I mean, it's just like after a video ends and you stop hitting record, what do you know, people are people. You'll see a character on YouTube, and it's just like with any kind of reality show and everything that goes on. You are watching somebody play somebody else. That's why I love my channel, because, you know, I try to just keep it being myself. My replies are real, and it's just, you know, some people are slightly, have stuff going on that we do not know about. But like I said, it's not a bed of roses. Everything that's going on here, everybody's human, and everybody has their own issues. And like I said, if there's any popular YouTube channels that watch this video and make it this far, have you ever been offended or annoyed by YouTubers either using your appearance or videos in the past as clout for their channel, or do you tend to stay away from the negative side? And a big reason I asked it is I want to know, does channels like RGT85 and like those that probably will never watch this, do they actually go out of their way to watch channels calling them out or doing anything like that, or do they just kind of, you know, do whatever? I like to think that in general that a lot of these channels aren't too offended by what I talk about. Like I said, I'm not out here screaming into a microphone, pointing at them, saying you're a bad person or anything like that. I just talk about some of the stuff that I see and what I think about it. And like I said, the viewers, my viewers like that, and my friends like that, and that we just discuss it. It's nothing like, I think a lot of times people get it mixed up with me thinking that I personally hate those channels. I don't. I might stop watching them. I've unsubscribed in the past, and obviously with people like the completionists and stuff like that, I'm so just horrified by what they did that I can't go back and watch them. It's just that way it is. So, like I said, if there's any big popular YouTubers out there that watch this video and want to talk about this, let me know below. Are you ever been offended or annoyed by YouTubers just simply using your appearance and stuff? Like I said in the past, the thumbnails thing, I always wondered if people are actually upset by that or if they just scroll past it. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay retro, my friends, and we will see you in the next video. God bless, guys.